Before we move ahead, I'd like you to install another package of npm. So to do that, open up a terminal and create a new terminal. And we will be installing another package, and this time it is going to be our Axios. So npm install Axios and hit enter. Now when it is going to be installed, it is going to be added to your package.json. So if we just scroll downwards, you will see this package.json file. At present, we do not have the Axios dependency, but once it's installed, we'll be having it inside our package.json. So remove this and move into app.jsx, and now let's start configuring our app. So initially in our app, we only want two of them. We want our quotes as well as our footer. Apart from this, remove everything. We only want our quotes as well as our footer. Now hit save and remove the spacing between the two. Okay, so now we'll be configuring our quotes. So move into your quotes file and hit Ctrl+P and write quotes and move into your quotes. Now this quotes is going to be a class component, not a functional component, so remove all this. One thing that I'll tell you is that we are now in no longer requirement to import React from React manually. So if you are working with React, we are in no longer requirement to import React from React module. It has already been done for us. It is an optional thing now, so I can just comment it and React totally won't be yelling at us that why I did this, and it's totally fine. But this is not the same for other components of React. For example, I have to import component of React. So I will need to specify that I need component from React. Now after this, let's create a class, and the class is going to have a name quotes, and this is going to extend component. Now since this is a class component, it is going to have a state, so let's just create a state and leave it empty for now. Then after this state, what we'll do is that we'll be creating a render method, and inside this render we'll be having a return statement. Now we have imported a class. Now we also need to export our class, so let's just export default quotes. Okay, so we are having our basic boilerplate. Now right after a return statement, we'll be needing to import two other components, so let's just import them. And return statement needs to have a parent class, so let's just give it a div with an id equals to code box, and after this id, close it. And okay, so right inside this div, we'll be having two other components, so let's just import them. We'll be having our quotes text as well as our quotes author, which are present in our dashboard component. So let's import our quotes text as well as quotes author. And this is from our up directory, and inside, okay, inside our components, we are having our quotes text. And after this, import your quotes author, the one who authored that particular quote. And this is supposed to be from our components. Inside the components, we have our quotes author. Now hit save. Now let's call these two components inside of our div. So quotes author text first, and then quotes author. Now we need to pass data to our quotes text as well as our quote author. And to do that, let's define a state, and this is going to have an initial value of a quote. So what it is going to hold up, it is going to hold up one particular quote. So let's make up a quote, and this quote, leave it empty for now. We'll be adding quote to it later, and an author, the one who authored the particular quote. And after this, we're going to have an array, and this is going to hold up our quotes data. Now this is going to be an empty array, And after this array, we are going to have color, because we want the color of our screen to change in synchronity with our color of our quotes. So color, and let's just give it a default value of RGB 243, 156 and 18. Now as for the quotes, let's just select any random quote from the internet. So this is a quote and the author and a quotes data and a color. So now we need to pass this data onto our quotes text as well as our quotes author. So what we are going to do is that we'll be passing this data in form of via props. So right out our quotes text, we'll be creating quote, and this is going to be equal to our this.state dot quote, and apart from this we'll be even giving it a color. So color is going to be equal to this.state dot color. So we are passing data to our quotes text. Now we need to pass the same to our quotes author. So we are going to pass it the data of author, the one who authored the quote, and inside this we'll give it this dot state dot author, and then again we'll also be giving it color, which is going to be same equal to this dot state dot color. Alright, so we are now passing our data to our quotes text as well as quotes author. Now remove everything else from your screen and move into your quotes text as well as quotes author.